What's going on YouTube? Don Greyface back at it. Right now I'm smoking my Bjarn Viking Classic Elsinore, I believe is the series, rusticated. Pretty good pipe. Not as good as I'd hope it to be. This thing, for some reason, always seems to gurgle on me. But I brought it back out in hopes that maybe my pipe technique has enhanced enough to where I can keep it from gurgling. We'll find out. And in it, I'm smoking some Lane 1Q. And there she goes gurgling. Of course. Anyway, this is an update video because it's been, what, 10 days? I think the 4th of July was the last video that I posted. And since then, I have had my surgery. Everything went well for the most part. I hate IVs, for one thing. Let's put that out there. I hate IVs. I don't mind getting my blood neuron. I can handle it. I just look away and I'm fine. But getting an IV, I do not like. Something about the feel of the needle in the hand, or whatever it is, the IV, whatever they use in the hand. I just don't like it. So that's what makes what I'm about to say even more funny, I guess. So okay, I'm in the waiting room. Well, the actual waiting room where they've got me prepped up, the prepping room, I guess you could say. And they've got the IV in, and finally comes time for me to go back. Say goodbye to family, all that stuff. Oh, I love you, honey, all that kind of stuff. We get going back, and the nurse looks at me and says, okay, I'm going to put just a little bit of, what is it, the drug they use to knock you out. Anesthesia. Wow, why couldn't I think of that word? She's going to give me just a little bit, just to get me going. She goes, and it's going to sting a little bit. Yeah, it stung. It hurt. And when she saw my reaction, she goes, huh, that shouldn't happen. She looks down at it and she goes, oh, your IV blew out. We're going to have to put another one in. So they have the original IV right there on the hand, which you probably can't even see on camera. It's spot right there. They get me into the operating room. They try to put an IV in right there. That blows out. So they try to put an IV in right here. That blows out. At this point, I'm getting annoyed. I'm starting to get cranky because I haven't had anything to eat. My surgery was supposed to be at 4:45. Mind you, I hadn't had anything to eat since the midnight before. They didn't get me back there till about 6:30. I'm starving at this point. Slightly cranky. Getting poked numerous times in places that I don't like to be poked. So they go for a 4th IV. They get it right there. That one finally takes. I don't know how long I was back there getting poked and prodded, doing that kind of stuff. But they finally get it in. Then we say, okay, we're going to give you some stuff now that's the last I remember. So apparently that worked. Then I wake up in the recovery room and all that stuff, and immense pain because, they were in underneath my belly digging around. I got gas under there that they blew in to separate the belly from the stomach so they could operate, and that was the worst damn pain I think I had of this whole thing, was that gas. But I found out later that apparently during my surgery, I'm glad I was out for this, there was a storm that went through and the power at the hospital went out while I'm being operated on. Thank God for backup generators. My wife said she freaked out a little bit, but she knew it was going to come back. After all, she works there. She knows what it's like in a power outage at the hospital. So they get me into my recovery room. The doctor had originally told me 45-minute operation, bam, you'll be out the door, headed home. No. I was in pain. I was in a lot of pain. I stayed overnight. Yeah, there was no way in hell I was going home. I was actually still in pain the next morning. But at that point, I was ready to go home. So that was about a week ago. I'm still in a little bit of pain. The little glue that and I'm not going to show you guys because I'm not going to bother you with my fat stomach, but the little bit of glue they use on the incisions is still on there. So that's pretty good glue, sticking around for a week. But my stomach still hurts. Today, I'm finally able to kind of sit up in a chair without a little bit of pain. And that's even on my pain medication. I tell you, you don't realize how much you use your stomach muscles till you can't use your stomach muscles. At least not use them very well. Today was the first day I was actually able to bend over and pick something up if I dropped it. I tell you, that's the worst feeling. Dropping something, looking down, and just going, oh, I can't bend over and pick that up. I can't lay in bed still, which sucks, because I'm a side and stomach sleeper. I tried last night. The desire to roll over to my side was so strong because I'm getting so tired of being on my backside, because I've been doing pretty much but sitting in a recliner, that I had to get out of bed and go sleep in my recliner again, because at least that would keep me somewhat upright and keep me from turning. Oh well. It's all done with. Hopefully here in a few more days I'll be fully recovered, at least to the point where I don't feel anything. Still not going to go back to work for a couple weeks because, well, at work I have to lift, at minimum 40 pounds. I'm not going to put myself through that kind of strain. But that's given me some time to do some fun stuff. Stuff that I don't have to do any strenuous activity. Going to a little pool party here in a couple weeks for my wife's office. Then after that, might go to a zoo with my sister and brother-in-law and his brother. I don't know if I'm going to be up for walking around all day at that. And then after that, I'm going to the Pittsburgh Steelers training camp. So this few weeks off has actually given me time to do something, which is nice. I, for life of me, cannot keep this lit. This is actually the first pipe I've had since you last saw a video. First pipe in about 10 days that I've had. I just haven't really wanted to do much aside from sitting in my recliner. Understandably so, hopefully. So with that, check y'all later.